Hi, and welcome to the Take My Advice, the show where you ask the questions and we give the answers. Unfortunately. Let's meet our columnists. Hailing from Hoboken, New Jersey, top advice columnist Justine Trirene. The man who has The man who has more degrees than a thermometer, hailing from Sitka, Alaska, Stanley Bobanley. And the pride of Miami, Ohio, and author of the advice book, It Is What It Is, Ask Gabby Gabby. And finally, our special advice columnist serving out the remainder of his sentence, Steve Been There. Now to our
Brother, this guy stinks!
Hey, funny guy!
Now to our first question.
Dear panelists, I just adopted a dog from a shelter and she's really kind and sweet, but she has a problem getting along with other dogs. I've tried looking for a dog trainer, but they're just too expensive and I would do it myself, but I wouldn't even know where to start. Can you help me?
Say take your dog to like a doggy play date so it can interact with other dogs and other dog owners so you can get more tips from them.
Dear Stanley, I need advice on how to get one of the kids I babysat on Halloween after being taken by a giant monster into his closet. I need that information ASAP, please. Thank you.
Theory, if you can take another child into the closet where the previous child was taken with yourself, and you could probably get the other child back and save the child with you right now from the monster, or to avoid all those complications, you could just call the Ghostbusters. I'm pretty sure they have a couple of tricks up their sleeve.
This thing on? Okay. Well, first and foremost, you need to call the children's parents, like, and 911, like, now. Like, right this second. Next, you need to burn some sage or incense. If that, well, first of all, if that doesn't work, at least you know you're not dealing with a ghost or a specter. I think they're in the same category. Not entirely sure, though. But if it isn't a ghost or a specter, call an exorcist, and a good one at that. I mean, I might be able to find you one online, but I'm not entirely sure, and it's not entirely my job to do that.
Dear columnist, I accidentally harmed my significant other and nobody believes me. What should I do?
Still seem kind of suspicious to me. However, if you are telling the truth, tell what you said happened in a backwards order, because the truth can be told both frontwards and backwards. So, if you're not lying, then say it in that order, and then your innocence is proved.
Dear panelists, I need your help. I'm stuck in a truck filled with men and knives. They kidnapped me because I have a cool-looking birthmark on my butt. They said that they're gonna scrape it off and give it to their boss that needs skin. I have an hour to escape because the men went out to get ice cream. Well, there's a guy in front of the truck with an AK-47 in his hand and an 8-inch beard, and the truck door is locked. How do I escape?
I'd say knock the guys out somehow. First, take them out. Then take the car, the truck, and drive away. Far from there. And the boss's area.
Dear panelists, my brother has a really weird hobby, and it affects me and my family. He likes to dress up in a T-Rex costume and wear a Doomsday is Coming sign and walk around the streets. I think he's starting a T-Rex cult. A lot of people are coming to our house talking about the carnivore dinosaur. There's not one day when there aren't people dressed up in dinosaur costumes, eating lettuce, and tracking when the next meteor is. I'm so close to just burning all this dinosaur paraphernalia in my house. How do I get my brother to get a grip and realize he isn't a prehistoric reptile?
Make him watch the Jurassic Park movies until he gets fed up and annoyed with the thought of dinosaurs, or chase him around in an asteroid costume.
Hello, my name is Nathan. I'm from New Orleans. I am 15 years old with silky black hair. I really need your help. I'm stuck in the hole with a pit of snakes. I don't know if I should attack or leave them alone. I'm scared that they might be poisonous. I don't know how I end up in that type of situation. The last thing I remembered is I was drinking some weird beverage. When I woke up, I was wearing a diaper filled with money in the middle of the desert. I'm worried that I might rob a bank or take money out of in my account. What should I do?
Take a rope out of the snakes, get out of the hole, and turn yourself into the authorities.
I think your best bet is going to be using the money to pay the snakes to ignore you, and then figuring it out from there.
Dear panelists, I think the couple that moved in next door might be scared of me because of my job. So, I'm a children's birthday entertainer, specifically a clown, and I think my new neighbors might be scared of me. In the time since they moved in next door, my new neighbors have been nothing but kind and personable to me. But a few days ago that changed. I was coming back from a birthday party in the afternoon. I guess the husband had gotten off work early because he was also getting out of his car and, well, he saw me. He'd never seen me in my work costume before, and he nearly sprinted into the house. Ever since they've avoided me. I know that lots of people are afraid of clowns, so I'm afraid that approaching this the wrong way will backfire. How can I tell them they have nothing to fear without making them more suspicious of me?
Approach them and talk to them, preferably and most likely without the clown costume, and then you can talk to them about it, like saying that it's your job. Yeah. But yeah, go talk to them.
You know, I think this is a symptom of the wider problem of the terrible stereotypes that clowns are facing these days. The question becomes, how do we fight that? If I were you, I would look into starting a clown union. Think about it. The rest of the entertainment industry is all unions. Why can't clowns be any different? Why can't, say, you start a birthday entertainer union? Clowns, balloon animal makers, fairy princesses. Together you'd be so much stronger and you'd be able to fight for rights as a group. Ambitious, but I think it would work.
Dear advice columnist, I want to ask for your help on how to sneak out of my house. Now before you worry, I'm not sneaking out of my house to go and do bad things. I just wanted to go to a party. I've never been to one before and my parents are so strict. It's not like I could just jump out the window because I sleep on the second floor. Should I just jump out? Should I go through the front door? But then my dog will start barking and wake up my whole house. What should I do? My friends and I have already bought our outfits, and I don't want this pretty dress to go to waste. So how can I sneak out? Sincerely, Lisa.
You leave a ladder outside of your window during the day and tie your sheets together to make a rope so you can go. I mean, it's up to you what you want to do of those two options or another option.
Dear panelists, I'm a freshman in college. I go out of state in Michigan and my roommate has a weird obsession with gnome figurines. They are stacked all around her side of the room, facing me and specifically my bed in the bathroom. I've asked her to turn them the other way several times and that they make me uncomfortable. She tells me that they calm her and keep her company when I'm not around, that the gnomes are expensive collectibles. However, one gnome in particular, named Joey, sits on the windowsill by my bed and stares at me all night. He wears overalls and a Santa hat and has a silver beard. What should I do about my roommate's creepy collectible gnomes? Sincerely, creeped out college student.
Like creep out your roommate maybe a little bit with like moving the gnomes around here and there or covering them with something or I don't know, even breaking it if you have to, but you know, do something about it.
Ooh, what you should do is you should start fighting fire with fire. Get your own collection of creepy things. Barbie dolls, troll dolls, old Victorian porcelain dolls. Set them up so they're watching her like the gnomes are watching you. That'll wig her out. And if you really want to scare her, have one of the dolls push Joey out the window. That will get rid of all of them.
Hello, my name is Maria, and my problem is that I don't have any friends. I'm in the chess club and I'm a band member, and people really don't like me and they think I'm kind of weird. And so what can I do to make myself a little bit cooler and so I have more friends? Thank you.
First of all, stand up for yourself if people are making fun of you. Second of all, you don't have to fit in by changing yourself. You can still be yourself. And if you really want to change yourself, you can. It's up to you. It's your decision.
I don't know how to make them like you, but I do know how to make them respect you. A challenge. Challenge them to chess. If you win, they will respect you. Now, maybe they don't want to play chess with you, so if that happens, challenge them to a duel on the field of honor. And if you can't find a field of honor, they are getting harder and harder to come by these days, use the football field. It'll work.
Dear panelists, my computer is getting old and I'm looking for a new one. I'm looking it up on my old computer and it started heating up. I think my computer is getting mad that I'm going to replace it. I'm scared that if I continue looking for a new one, it will burn me. Sincerely, too hot to handle computer.
They leave your computer alone. Probably look on a different device so it doesn't get too much hurt than it already is. I mean, you're gonna replace it anyway, so it's no big deal, right?
So, your computer could tell that you wanted to replace it. That's bad. That's like robot uprising bad. Okay, you're gonna want to get rid of that computer as soon as possible. Replace it as soon as you can. And once you've replaced it, smash it up, bury it, burn it, just get rid of it. Completely wipe it off the face of the earth. You're gonna want to make sure no other computer learns about what it did, because if they figure out that they can retaliate, they will take over.
Dear Gabby, I need advice. My friend's little brother in my neighborhood, who was pretty much shunned by all the other kids, went missing the other day and was last seen by the sewer. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I think the old lady said that she saw a mime in the sewer. First off, how did the mime call the kid over? Or did he just magically follow a paper boat that mysteriously brought him to the sewer? Stupid, I know, but just a thought. Either way, my friends want to go into the sewer and look to see if his brother is there, but I'm kind of scared of the dark. How do I convince him to look somewhere else?
Dear announcers, I spent all my money online shopping, but I still need more money to pay for food for my pets. What can I do to get more money, and how can I stop myself from buying so many things online?
Say hide your card somewhere. Keep it away from you. Ask someone that is really, really trustworthy to keep it away from you. Probably someone in your family. And just have like cash in your wallet so you can buy food for your pets. Hope that helps.
Dear panelists, my cousin's having a birthday party tomorrow night. She's turning 6, but I have to study for a really big test that night that I have the next morning. I would go to the party and leave early, but I don't want to leave before I see her blow out the candles, and I don't know what I should do. Can you help me?
I would say take your study guide with you so you can review in between at the party.
Dear columnist, when I was young, I was left in an accident which left me with a disfigured face. And now, later on in life, when I'm trying to get a job, nobody will hire me because of it. What should I do?
First of all, don't lose hope. I'm sure there's another job place willing to take you. But if you still can't find any, I would say just start your own business, because jobs should be given as skill, not because of how your face looks or physical appearance.
Dear panelists, I need your help. How do I get out of this cult full of hippies? They literally kidnapped me while I was grocery shopping, and I love my grocery shopping. And they also tied me onto a pig while also being in a cage. I'm in this cage 24/7. They worship me because I have blue tie-dye patterns on my underwear. I just want to go back to my peaceful grocery shopping. Please help!
I would say if your legs are free, I would say try to get something sharp so you can free your legs and run until you see a sign of a grocery store. Hope that helps.
Dear panelists, I have a little problem. A few weeks ago, I was walking around my neighborhood when I saw a bunch of frogs. I thought they were cute, so I took a few of them home. But now, I see it as a big mistake. They grew twice their size I've gotten them. They're also starting to act like humans. They keep on eating all my food, and when my parents tried to kick them out, they started going on about how the frog race is marginalized or something. It's been a few weeks now, and me and my parents have been completely kicked out of our own home. They've turned the entire house into a marsh swamp. Please, what can I do to get rid of these frogs?
I would say lure them out with like bugs or kill them with snakes. If that doesn't work, make it like a frog sanctuary and move out of the house if it gets that out of control. I would just say move out.
Dear panelists, I'm at my wit's end and I really need your help. I'm absolutely certain that 1 month ago I was abducted by extraterrestrial beings, but nobody believes me. I was driving through the woods on the way home from a road trip late one night when I suddenly blacked out. When I came to, I was strapped to an examination table being poked and prodded at by reptilian aliens. I think they noticed I had woken up and they did something to put me back under. I don't exactly remember what. When I woke up again, I was right back in my car. I called the police, but they thought I was drunk or crazy or lying. My friends, my coworkers, even my family members don't believe me. I went to an alien abductees anonymous meeting. Even they didn't believe me. Reptiles don't abduct people, they said. Only Greys and Nordics do that. I have a court-ordered psych evaluation coming up, and I don't think the psychiatrist is going to believe me either. What can I do to convince people that I'm not crazy?
Still seem kind of suspicious to me. However, if you are telling the truth, tell what you said happened in a backwards order, because the truth can be told both frontwards and backwards. So, if you're not lying, then say it in that order, and then your innocence is proved.
Hello. How do I hide a body? Hypothetically speaking, if you killed someone and you needed to hide the body, what would you do? Again, this is just a random question. If I were to have killed somebody by knocking them out, where would I hide the body? I would bury it if I did kill someone, but I didn't, and there's no places to dig. I live in the city, so should I hide it in my closet? If I did have a body, but I don't. Just hypothetically speaking. Sincerely, Rosa. P.S. Don't call the cops. Yeah. Thank you.
Hypothetically, if you killed someone, I'm not informing the police, but if you did, I am going to inform the police. But hypothetically, if you do, you could probably decay the body using certain chemicals, right? Or you could hide the body somewhere that's not in your closet.
Okay. Hypothetically speaking, I'm gonna call the cops, man. Like, right now.
Dear panelists, I'm writing to you because I'm in serious danger. I work at a Halloween costume store now. The last time I wrote you, I know I was working at a pet supply shop, but I ran into some difficulties with this chihuahua. Long story short, I borrowed a Batman costume to scare my sister with for her birthday, and she had pink paint in her hands from an art project. I scared her a little too much, and she splashed the paint all over the suit. I can't get it out, and I'm going to be fired from my third job this month if I don't. I know the past few months have been chaotic with my letters and all, so please, panelists, help me. I need this job. Sincerely, Irresponsible.
Paint on like every other costume, or like paint that costume with like black paint, something to like avoid the suspicion of you.
Alright. This thing's on, right? I'm not entirely sure. But hey buddy, it's great to hear from you again. Always such a pleasure having repeats and revisits, or whatever these things are called. But what you need to do for your problem is first volunteer for the opening shift. Like the one right before the new clothes come in, or right after the new clothes come in. and make sure you're the only one on board, like on staff schedule. Yeah, I believe it's the inventory, right? Not entirely sure. I never worked at that kind of place like that. But you gotta make sure no one notices the costumes in the morning, so like you can like put it back in its place. But you're also gonna have to hire a break-in. You have to hire like a professional break-in person, thief, robber. I don't know, but you have to hire them and you have to hire a good one so they can splatter paint on all the costumes. So then when you put it back in the morning, it actually looks like it's supposed to be there, and it's really there. But then after you do that, you get up, you see it, and you report the break-in. Bing, bang, bong. We got it.
Hello, my name is Alex, and I've never gotten a B, never gotten any bad grades. I've had straight A's all my life. And there's this girl that sits next to me, and basically the problem is that I don't really know how to talk to her or ask her out or anything, and the only time I see her is in this class, and she sits like at the other table, so it's not like we talk a lot. So can you guys help me, like ask her out, or ask her, tell me my homework? Maybe I just need some ideas. Thank you.
Go ask her. Who cares? You don't have to regret it in the future of not asking her. Go for it.
Now that's an interesting concept, and I really enjoy it. So here's what I'm going to recommend. So if you've seen the National Geographic, you know the dance. The ones the birds do. I mean, like, it's got to work. Come on, man. Like it'll get your attention, and if it works for the birds, it can work for you. But you always got to have a backup plan, just like I did back in high school when that didn't work out for me. I never used it, but you should try ant pheromones. It might just work. My backup plans kind of failed, and I don't want to recommend them to you because they're not exactly the best. I may have gotten put in detention once or twice. Yeah.
Dear panelists, my wife just passed away and left me a letter with an address. There was nothing else in the letter and no signature. I looked up the address and it was in an abandoned warehouse. I'm scared to go in there to see what's there. Should I go to the address or not? Sincerely, conflicted widower.
Free loss, but I would definitely go. And I would say take some things and talk to some people for backup. The Ghostbusters are excellent people for backup. But yeah, go for it. Seems like a great adventure.
Dear Stanley, I need advice. Please help. I have a serious problem, woman to man. Do you believe in ghosts? I've been seeing this little flash in the corner of my eye, and well, I'm suspicious I'm true. Do you know Casper, the ghost? Well, I met his cousin Ron. Ron is interesting. We're more like roommates now, but he doesn't pay rent. Well, because he's dead, but how do I get him to do some things around the house? He eats all the food, uses up all the Wi-Fi, and plays my PlayStation every second of the day. How do I get him to do something? Thanks for all the great advice.
Dear announcers, I've been trying to bake a cake for days, but I just can't get it right. I'm not very good at cooking and I can't even make cereal. I try following the recipe, but it doesn't work. What should I do?
If you tried everything, maybe ask a friend to help you out, or a family member. And if nothing works at all, I would just say, buy a cake. Yeah.
I'm gonna cut to the chase, my friend. I need the money now. It's been far too long since you paid me a visit, and my pals over here are itching for someone to toy around with, if you know what I mean. You have 24 hours to get it to me, or it won't be pretty. So I hope this all works out, Stanley. It would hurt me so very much to see you get hurt. You know you're like family. Let's keep it that way.
With that, I think that is our show. Thanks for watching.